Hello. First comments are starting to appear. How is everybody? Welcome to the final fireside talk of December of 2020. Yes, okay, yes, a real fire for the final talk. I installed it. Just kidding. A real fire. It actually is emanating real warmth behind me. I've got a little Yule log down here below. I know, I'm sad it's the last one too. It's been so fun. But I'll do lots of live streams, lots of fun stuff with you guys in the future as well. This is not the end for our chats. Hello everybody. All right. How's everybody's Christmas Eve going? If you celebrate Christmas, of course. I hope it's all going oh my god. Annabelle, I installed it. All men do is lie. I can't argue with that. But no, I hope you're all having a wonderful Christmas Eve. I cannot believe that it snuck up so quickly. Yeah, I'm so excited that we're here doing this. All right. So for this live, I just wanted to just jump in and just chat with you guys again, just kind of answer some of your questions, some of your topics. I asked all of you for some topics and questions, and I have some written down. I actually planned it out this time, so I'm going to answer some and just chat, and whatever you guys want to talk about, bringing them up in the comments down below, I can also talk about. But yeah, let's just jump right into it and get on with this fireside talk. The first time it's actually been a talk in a while. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm going to turn on my Do Not Disturb right now. All right. Cool. So I had a bunch of questions, a bunch that have been answered before, but for anybody who's new, I'll answer them as well. I had a question, any local concerts that you're going to be doing in the future? And I cannot say that I'm going to be doing any like live concerts or like in-person concerts that I know of, but I do know that I have something special, something very interesting coming at the beginning of this next year that you guys can watch out for. So I'll announce about that sometime in the near future. But I do have shows coming up, even if they're still online, which is very exciting. So that'll be coming. Let's see, what else have we got here? Let's see. Ooh, okay, I'll just jump right off the top. When is there new music coming? So, at the end of this live, I'll tell you guys about new music that's coming. There is some very, very exciting new stuff coming. Very, very soon. Sooner than you think, sooner than you know. So I'll tell you about that at the very end. But new music is coming extraordinarily soon. And not just my definition of soon, but your definition of soon, I hope. So that's on its way. Very exciting. All right. I'm gonna jump into something, get a little deep with, go on with for a little bit. Ooh, okay, I had a question that I thought was really interesting. I haven't really thought about it too much, but if I could go back and relive a moment in time, what would it be? Oh no, I see something happening in the comments. I'm going to read it after this question. Okay, if I could go back and relive any moment in time, what would it be? Such a good question. I think there are so many performances that I wish I could go back in time and just kind of savor the moment on stage again. a lot of times in performances, it's like I really wish I could go back and be there and just savor the moment, because I think a lot of the time what happens is, and I think this is true for most performers or artists, is you get very in your head when you're on stage, and you can kind of be so concerned with, you know, executing and implementing the performance well that you forget to enjoy the moment. And that's happened to me a lot. But there are those fleeting moments where a performance just feels so present, and there's nothing you're worrying about. It just feels so flowy and you feel so aligned. And I would love to go back and relive those moments over and over and over again if I could. But if I could go back and relive like a specific moment in time, I don't know. I think part of me wishes that, like, as a child, like, you really don't realize till you're older that you really want to like savor your childhood. So I think I would love to just go back and be a kid again, just being carefree, especially around this time of year too, like the holidays. You just miss like being a kid and having like the holidays just happen around you, and then you become an adult and then you have to have the responsibility of putting it on, and it's like, oh my god, like I didn't realize the hell that my family used to go through to make it such a magical time for us. Not hell, I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. Just there's new stresses and new responsibilities as an adult, so I wish I could go back and be a kid again for that reason. Yeah. Oh, I feel like I'm missing so many good comments in here. Kellen, not the S word. Yes. Soon is my S word for anybody who doesn't know. But this time, it means something. Truly soon. There's a new song coming. And I'll tell you about it at the very end of this. I promise. Yeah, I cannot believe that we're already at the end of this year already. It's insane. Like the 2010s, whatever. I was just thinking, actually the other day, my sister and I were watching a movie with our friend. We were going back to watch The Last Song. For any of you who remember that, Miley Cyrus, it was iconic. And realizing that it came out 10 years ago. Like 10 years. That's insane. Like, I remember going to watch that movie in theaters, like when it came out and being so excited about it. I do not remember being that young. I don't remember being 10 years ago. Crazy how time flies. Ooh, okay, good question. What am I going to do in 2021? I've thought about it, but only in very general terms. Like, I think I have a hard time planning it out, of course, with everything that's happening in the world. I feel like nobody really knows where things are going and what's happening. I've been trying to just go with the flow as much as possible and just be present. But I think one of my biggest goals for 2021 is, again, just exactly what I was talking about. If I could go back and relive just being in the moment of things, I have a hard time with that sometimes, just being like present and enjoying things for what they are as they're happening. I'm always thinking about like the past or the future, mostly the future, or I'm thinking about like what I need to do or responsibility and stuff. And I want to just ground myself more in enjoying each moment as it comes and being grateful for it. And I think that's something I've been learning this year, but want to do more of in this next year. And just being more open, more just like giving and generous of time and energy, and not feeling so closed off sometimes or too like self-preservative. I think that's definitely a goal of mine to improve. Let's see. I saw a few good questions before. I'll try to find them. Yes, as you get older, you do realize how fast time goes by each day. But I did hear something, or I read something, that in order to make time feel like it's not flying by, you have to do new things. New experiences is what drives that ability to savor, I think, time. Because, you know, when you're a kid and stuff, you're growing up and everything you're doing is like a new thing. And so it feels like those days just last forever. But then as you get older, sometimes things just become mundane. So it's important to just, do new things, experience life as it comes at you. Don't stress, don't worry too much. It's hard to do in the moment sometimes, but so important. Did I find it easier or harder during this time to write music? Both in different ways. When I first started writing, like 4.5 years ago-ish, well, I guess I started writing before I was technically in like the professional industry, or before I got involved with anybody outside of my own independent self at home, just writing in my basement. It was hard because back then, because I didn't really have a whole lot of experience to write from. I was only guessing what things could be or who I could be, and I didn't know myself fully yet. I knew I could sing, and that I liked to sing, and I liked to make music, but it was more in like the cover sense. I didn't really know how to write from my own perspective, didn't have a lot of experience, so it was hard in that way. I think in a way though too, it could have been maybe easier in the way that I didn't have any like limits put on myself at that time. I did, but I also was kind of very like free, open range, just kind of like independent in a way, I guess, is like how I can put it. Maybe it's hard to explain, but I was just very like, it was very new, so I had lots of things to write about, and it was very new and exciting. And over time, I think, you know, sometimes writing can get like, you fall into like writer's blocks and things. So I think that has happened to me many times over the course of my writing kind of career. But overall, I think this phase of life, this whole year, has been like, it's been the most, like, it's been the easiest for me to write, I think, just because it's given me time to really just step back and kind of be in my own bubble for a while. And also, you know, having so many experiences now, having been more in the world and getting older, has really helped me to grow in terms of my writing and in my abilities, and just in trusting myself more, and just having time to listen to my own inner self. That's made it a lot easier. So in different ways, there's always, you know, the struggles of writing, and there's also the really fun, easy parts of it as well. So I think in different ways, this has been easier and harder in if that makes sense, different ways. Hey guys, for anybody joining, welcome to the chat. Cool. All right, I'm just gonna look through this here. Okay, Christmas traditions or favorite holiday traditions that I have in my family. So every year on Christmas Eve, so tonight, we have this elf named Peekaboo who comes to the door and gives all of the kids pajamas to sleep in before Christmas. So he comes, he knocks on the door, and then everyone's like, oh, who's at the door? And then everyone runs to the door, but he's gone. When you get there, he's just disappeared into the night, and he's left this package of pajamas to sleep in before Santa arrives. So that's my favorite holiday tradition that we've always had, and that's been a thing since I was a little kid. It's been great. I see something about Home Depot happening in the comments right now, and I feel very excluded because I wasn't reading, and now I feel like I need to join. What's happening with Home Depot? Because Home Depot is blessed, and I don't want to miss out on anything to do with Home Depot. Oh my god. I feel like somebody worked Home Depot. Did someone work at Home Depot? Oh, you went on a date to Home Depot. Hannah went on a date to Home Depot. Amazing. I want to know the details. I want to know it all. Honestly, not a bad place for a date. The smell of the lumber. How romantic. Oh my god. You deadass went on a date to Home Depot. Iconic. It'll be a story for the history books of your life. I need a story like that. I want a story like that. That's hilarious. I am listening to Last Christmas. Yes, I have the Christmas pop playlist playing in the background here. Okay, let's jump into another one of your guys' topics. Where's your favorite place to relax and why is it so special? Very good question. Really good question, actually. Well, it's hard because it's winter time now, but in the summer and spring and stuff, I loved walking. I loved going out into my town and just walking around and just enjoying things. Again, going back to that whole trying to be present and just in the world. That was a big thing for me. So there are a couple parks that I really love just kind of sitting in and just enjoying and relaxing. But my favorite place to relax is honestly my room. My bedroom at home is just, it's my sacred place. It's my space that I've made all nice and, you know, the way I want it. And I love to like meditate in there. I love to just, you know, relax, read, watch Netflix if I so choose. It's just the place that I love to go to relax, to chill out. So it's a very special place. I've worked hard to make it kind of the way that I want it. Yeah. Bye, Hannah. See you. Oh, there's always something. Every week there's something new, something exciting, something random. This week it's Home Depot dates. The smell of lumber, how romantic. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I love our community that we've created. I love it. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna jump into another one here. How old were you when you realized you could sing and what were you doing? When I don't know if I ever I didn't really fully realize that I could sing. There was never a time when it was that I just went from never singing to singing. I always sang from the time that I was young. When I was a toddler, my mom even says she would always hear me singing in the car seat. Just everything. I just listened to things and just sing them. I was just always singing and loved music. And I think I played Guitar Hero and Rock Band all the time. Me and my friend used to think that we could make a band and stuff when I was 7, 8. But I think the turning point for when I actually realized that it was something that I wanted to do for a career was maybe I was 10, and the moment that I always remember was I sang "Who's Lovin' You" by the Jackson 5 for my grandma and my mom one day, because they had heard me singing, but I wasn't self-aware enough to realize that it was, I don't know, a thing, I guess, and they had me sing it. And I just kind of belted it out, and they were like, wow, this is different. You need to continue with this and keep going. And so I was like, okay, this is great. I love it. And there was something very different about it. And I loved doing it. And I became obsessed with it in that regard. And I wanted to post online. I was asking my mom, can I make covers and post them? And I knew around that time, Justin Bieber had done that. And he was just starting out. So I was like, let's do this. I wanna be a YouTube cover singer. I want to get discovered. So no, I just kind of became obsessed in that regard and did that. And I sang national anthem at hockey games. My dad was coaching a hockey team at the time in my town, and so I'd get to go down and sing the anthem. Got some practice singing in front of people and doing stuff at local events. My elementary school was a really big school for arts and doing musicals and stuff. So I got a lot of practice singing there. And then I just kept doing it. And I had another question on here of being in the Canadian music industry and how I got into the industry. It was So through high school, I was doing a lot of musical stuff. I was on a TV show in Canada that was my first introduction into the professional music industry. And after that, I became then obsessed with learning instruments. I really wanted to learn how to play guitar and piano really well so I could accompany myself and start writing. So around, I guess I was 15 at that time, I started taking a lot of music classes in high school and just like learning theory and trying to like kind of fast track my music knowledge. And so I just started learning and literally just going on YouTube, watching stuff. And yeah, I started kind of building like a following online. And then I was invited to perform at a few like kind of Toronto shows. And at one of those shows, somebody had taken a video of one of my covers and posted it on Facebook. And she happened to be friends with, I think, my manager at the time. And he saw it on Facebook. And yeah, just it was just one of those things where he saw me and then invited me in to start working with some people in Toronto and working in the industry, and kind of just got brought into it that way. And it's been a wild ride ever since, and I've been doing it since, and I would not change it for the world. So it's really cool how it all kind of came about, I guess. I don't think about it too much often. And again, yeah, everybody's different how they get into it, but that was my route. Cool. Sorry, I have to catch up on your comments again. Oh my god, you guys are talking about Guitar Hero. I was obsessed with that game. I had Guitar Hero 3. That was the one that I had that I always played. And I got to a point where I was like trying to get like 100% on expert on every single song. Like I was obsessed with it. And like I wanted to play real guitar so badly, but like I just got so good at that game that I just never did. And I like started, I think the best that I got at it, like through the Fire and the Flames, I think I got like 80-something% on expert in it once. And I was obsessed with that game. Like I never stopped. I have always tended as a child to get very like obsessed with things until I can like master them, and then all of a sudden I would like drop it and then just go to the next thing. But yes, Guitar Hero and Rock Band were definitely up there on the list of obsessions of my childhood. Wii Sports, Nicole, Wii Sports was also an obsession of mine. If there was ever an achievement in a video game, I had to have it. I had to have that top video game. I would spend hours and hours just trying to get like every little like extra quest and stuff. And oh my god, it was bad. I was a little bit nerdy as a child in terms of gaming and other things. But that was me, the weirdo child. Tennis was the best, especially when you played against somebody. Like I always played against my younger sisters, and I just loved, like, it was just so competitive and so funny. I love golf too. Golf was a good one. Wii Sports Resort was lit. That was the next level of Wii Sports. The jogging, like just going for a jog on the island and just looking at the scenery. Or like, what was the other one? The plane and like flying into the volcano. Blessed. Or like the fencing. Do you remember the fencing? Like, oh, that was such a competitive game. Yes, the bowling. Remember the bowling? And like then you'd get like, if you got like 3 strikes in a row, it was a turkey. Was that what it was? I learned so many things about sports through those games. Wii was educational. So good. Oh God, you guys are bringing back all the memories. Let's see. What other topics, what other questions did you guys send in? Ooh, are your songs from personal experiences? Good question. So, a lot of my older songs, and a lot of the songs that are on this past EP that I put out are not technically from personal experience in the literal sense. A lot of them are stories that I either kind of made up or watched other people go through or kind of tried to understand, where I was, just because again I just didn't really have a whole lot of experience to write from. I was brand new. I was, I love music, but again I didn't have like the experience to go along with it, and I started very young. Some of them are from personal experience, but this next batch of songs that I'm writing, that will, I don't know when it'll come out, but I've been writing a lot lately. Not like lately, but in this past few months and in this year, I've been writing a lot, and all those songs are from very personal, deep personal places. It's a very, very realistic to my life. Like, you can definitely see the realness in it. So yeah, I'm excited about those ones, and yeah, it's just such a good feeling too to write music that's like really true to who I am, and it makes me more passionate about it as well, to be writing something and performing things with conviction that are actually mine, my own stories. Yeah. So yes, the answer is, and I'm still not opposed to writing things that are not necessarily from my own experience, but I love, because I think there's beauty in that too. I think there's beauty in creating songs. And some of my favorite songs of all time are songs that the story didn't even actually happen. It was somebody creating something or seeing something and then kind of building on it. But I definitely think there's also something so different about genuine internal stories and experiences. So yeah, trying to do that for the next project, which I'm excited to share with you guys. It is very therapeutic, yes, Kellen. It's very, very therapeutic to write stuff and get it out there. It makes me actually like appreciate writing a lot more, because I've always said like performing and being on stage and singing is my favorite part of being an artist and a performer. Like, that's where I feel like my art is the most prominent, it's in like the actual performance of creating like the songs and how I sing them and the stylings of it. Like, that's more where I find the art for me comes from. The writing side of it is also something that I want to be really good at and want to really like, but sometimes it can be a struggle for me. For whatever reason, I'm not really sure fully why. It's something though that I'm getting more used to, and more, is exactly what you just said. It's more therapeutic to write about things that are from my heart and soul, and it's a skill. So yeah. Music really is so amazing. It's the universal language. It's so healing, so inspiring too. There is nothing in this world that inspires me more than music does. Yeah, it's so special. All right. Sorry, I was just seeing some comments pop up. I miss seeing everybody at shows too. It's tough. It's really tough not being able to see everybody. That's been the hardest part of this whole entire time. There are some slumps I kind of go through, because as nice as it is and as great as it is to create things from home and to still be, moving forward, it's really hard to not be able to see people in real life. The energy is so different in the physical realm. Seeing people and experiencing that, like, there really is just a different kind of mood, if that's the word for it. Like, it's just a different energy and vibe for sure, and a different appreciation too of getting to see actual souls in front of you. But soon enough, I hope in this next year we'll be able to start doing live shows again in real life. That would be such an amazing goal, an amazing thing to happen. Cool. All right. Okay, I had a fun little question. It was a little list of questions. Favorite color? Blue. Love blue. Dark blues, typically. Actually, this kind of blue, the blue-green kind of, is also another one of my favorite colors. Like that sort of like cyan, or like, what's that? Is that the, no. Like, I don't know, turquoisey, like aquamarines I like, but I also like dark royal blues. Spirit animal. My spirit animal. Okay, so I've taken a quiz on this a few times, and what seems to always come back for me is the owl. I've always gotten owls as sort of like symbols for myself. I've always like related to owls a lot. So owls definitely are like a spirit animal to me. My favorite animal are elephants. I love elephants. I just love like wise animals, like the ones that just have wisdom. They could be like your grandfather or grandmother telling you stories of the past and the lessons they've learned. So those would be my spirit animals, I think. Oh, someone said, I wonder what my love language is. Words of affirmation. I did that test too. I've done all the tests. Ask me about any tests I've done and I will answer. Yes, words of affirmation is my love language. My number one. Yeah, and then my go-to baked good. I love ginger snaps. The ones with white pepper or like a good like cayenne pepper ginger snap. And you know what I'm so upset about is that I didn't make any for this Christmas. I haven't had any yet for this Christmas, and I need to make it happen before the holiday season is over, I think. I need it. Now, somebody give me a cookie. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my god, it's so funny. Okay. Sorry, I just got like flustered. I'm like, wait, where are we in this list? Oh, go-to baked good too. I love a good cinnamon roll. Ugh. Cinnamon rolls are so good. Like, anytime that I'm like, it's late at night or something, and I'm just really hungry, and it's like, you just want something really, really bad for you, it's always like a cinnamon roll that pops into my mind. Just a really good, like, I hate this word, but like a good moist cinnamon roll. Just the best. Yeah, specifically Cinnabon. A Cinnabon cinnamon roll. Nothing better. So good. I see some of you, a bunch of you are saying that you love the Christmas EP. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Cool. Cinnabon really does slap. Okay. Ooh. Favorite Christmas movie. I've answered this before, but I watched one. I can't decide which one's like my top favorite. Maybe I can. I think The Grinch, the Jim Carrey Grinch, is probably my favorite. It's so good. Like, Jim Carrey is the Grinch to me. There's nobody else who can be the Grinch. Like, the animated version, especially the new one, like, no, not it. The old one I love, but Jim Carrey is the Grinch. Will never cease to be. The Polar Express is another one of my favorite Christmas movies. Has always been. When I was a little kid, I was obsessed with trains. It was like my favorite thing. I thought I would be a train engineer when I was older. So that movie, of course, caught me. And what's the other? There's another one that I really like too. I can't think of it. But The Polar Express and The Grinch are my top two, I would say. I always thought the glass that the Grinch ate looked so good as a kid. Same. Whenever the Grinch would be eating his garbage and his like glass and everything, for whatever reason, I just always thought that was so like aesthetically like pleasing. It was almost like ASMR to me. I always like wanted to do it. I don't know. But it's so funny too because I just watched it I don't think I've watched it the past few years. I'm watching it again for the first time yesterday. I was picking up on so many things that I've never picked up on before. It's so funny how like as you get older, you just start to like notice all the like dirty jokes and stuff in movies, or you start to notice like just the innuendos. It's so good. Yes, Anna. Kissing in the Cold. So I've just discovered this song when I was rapping a couple weeks ago. Julia Michaels and J.P. Sachs. It is beautiful. I've turned up. So good. We'll still be kissing in the cold. It's a beautiful song. I love Julia. Love Julia and JP together. Oh, thank you guys so much. Lip Sync King. I know. That was very impulsive. An impulsive lip sync. Love a good impulsive Christmas Eve lip sync. I want to cover it. I would love to cover this song. It's so good. Like probably my favorite. There was a question of my favorite song, and this is 100% my favorite song right now. I can't stop singing it everywhere I go. And dreams get left for later. Oh, someone said send me kisses. Kisses to all. Holiday kisses. I have been enjoying these last few days. Just doing so many wintry things. It's been so much fun. I love winter. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of winter just because it gets really dark and stuff, but I love, like, wintry things, like skating and just going on, like, winter hikes. And I've never been skiing. I want to try it. Sledding, all those things. So fun. Drinking, like, hot drinks in the cold. Sitting by the fire. Matt, can you send a Merry Christmas to my friend Christy? Merry Christmas, Christy. Can I speak in Spanish? Yo soy un hombre. That's all I know. I'm a man. Yo soy un hombre. I started learning on Duolingo a little bit, and then I just did not follow through with that plan. I know, okay, now everyone's talking about the skiing. I've never been. And I saw somebody yesterday cross-country skiing with their dog, and I thought it was the most amazing thing. I was like, that needs to be me. Why is that not me doing that? Why has that never been me? It needs to be the future me. So I think it is going to become the future me. I'm going to make it happen. How's my French? Je peux parler un peu de français, mais pas beaucoup. We learned French especially here in Canada. You learn French is like, it's forced upon you. It's not a bad thing though. We have to learn French growing up until high school. So it's literally just a scramble in my mind though. I used to be a lot better at it than I am. Bonjour. Bienvenue at ma live stream. I don't know how to say live stream in French. Oui. I don't know. I don't really know much else. But it's funny though, because I know I can understand it, because even when I went to Paris a couple years ago, and then I go to Quebec a lot. Well, not a lot, but fairly often. I can always like find my way around, because I understand it and I can read it. And it wasn't until I went to another country, it wasn't until I went to Sweden actually, where I didn't understand anything at all, to realize like, okay, I guess I do kind of know French, because I just had zero clue when I was there. I was just lost completely. You guys are so funny. All right, let's find another topic. You guys sent in a lot. I'm just trying to go through, like ordering them in my mind. Favorite go-to YouTube video for a quick laugh. I have a lot of, I've had a lot. I haven't watched a lot of YouTube videos lately, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been super into YouTube. But one of my favorite YouTubers is Sarah Baska. She's one of my absolute favorites, and her Omegle video kills me every single time I watch it. It's so hilarious. What's another good one? I always loved Jenna Marble's Adele video. That was a good one too. Interrupting Adele, I think, is what it always was. That one was always something that I loved. Yes, Sarah's a queen. She truly is. Omegle videos they really are the best. Like any video with people trolling people. What's the A-Dubs too. Her Uber prank videos are hilarious. I love videos that make me like, I love videos that, I guess, I don't know, is this bad? Like I love videos that are like at the expense of somebody who's just so unsuspecting, like like videos where I'm cringing, like where I'm cringing laughing inside. Like I don't know why those videos are so funny to me. It just like triggers my empathy response and my hilarity response, is that a word, at the same time. So funny. What's your favorite Vine? I don't really remember, if I'm honest with you. I feel like TikTok has taken over my brain so much and brainwashed me that I don't remember. Vine. What was Vine? Do you guys remember, like, what? It rings a bell, but I don't. All I know is TikTok. But my favorite TikTok, I love Caitlin Riley. She's my favorite TikToker of all time, I think. She's absolutely hilarious. All of her TikToks are pure gold. Pure gold. I'm trying to think of like one of her recent ones was hilarious and I loved it. I love the one where she's like talking about how HBO writes teenagers in shows. That one's been a quoter. I've been quoting that one lately. It's another good one. The one about like the Christmas. Anyway, you'll understand. Just go to her TikTok and you'll laugh. You'll love it. Your comments are so funny. All right. Ooh, real or fake tree? So here I am being the judge. I'm here in a neutral stance. Fake trees are great because they don't make a mess. And you can put them up year after year. But real trees are great because they smell amazing. And you can have a lot of fun lighting them on fire after. So I think real trees. No, it's so funny. I think we've never had a fake tree at my house. We've always had real trees, so I think I'm biased in that sense. And when they're dry and you light them on fire, woo, they will cause a show. All right. Most beneficial thing about 2020. Very good question. I think, so, well, for me, I don't know about the world, but for me, the most beneficial thing about this year, I think, has just been, I've never changed so much as a person in such a short span of time in my entire life. I have literally never, like, I look back now at the beginning of this year and completely just have no idea, like, who I was. And, it's been in all the right ways. I feel like that I've changed. I feel more myself than I've ever felt. I feel more inspired than I've ever felt. It's just been a transformation. I've discovered a lot of things about myself that I didn't even know before. I've just, like, I think being forced into quarantine and being at home a lot has really opened up window to have a lot, better habits I've created for myself. I've said in the past, and I keep bringing it up all the time because I'm a huge advocate for it, but, like, just meditation and yoga and spirituality has been a humongous part of my life. I've become a low-key astrologer on the side. So if you need a reading, just slide in. But no, I just have just found a lot of things that I really appreciate and have become more grateful. And yeah, just I feel like this year has been just such a shifting point, and it's just setting up for a future that's going to be so much better. And I think when we all come out of this, it's going to be so new and different and in the best way, though. So I'm excited about it. I think a lot of good things have happened this year. For as much negative that's happened, so many good things have happened, and so many, even, like, world events, just the transitions in, humanity, politics, society, all of it is looking really, not all of it, but a lot of it is looking hopeful. So I'm excited about that. Yes, it's been so boring. There have been times where I have not even known what to do with myself this year, including, especially as winter's come on. I have had days where I am just going, like, just so restless, so angsty, but it's just all about looking to the future and accepting the present reality, getting through it, and realizing it's not forever. It'll all work out in time. Oh, thank you guys so much. I'm seeing your encouraging comments about all the Christmas songs. It means a lot. This holiday season always feels so short-lived. It always feels like by the time you get to enjoy it, it's, like, almost over. So thank you guys. Again, being present in the moment. Thank you guys. I have another question about overcoming lack of inspiration and being stuck at home with COVID. I've also talked about this before. Again, what I was just kind of talking about, just finding those new habits, those new things to do. And to be honest, I don't have, like, an overarching answer for that either. I think it's just finding what works for you specifically a lot of the time. But it really is about practicing, like, being mindful and grateful for what is. Because there's really no other option. If you're thinking about what you want, if you're thinking about what you don't have and how the world is and how it's like, oh, like, I want this, or I want that, and it's not happening, like, you'll just start to go, like, just the stress loops will start to take place in your mind, and there's no other option than to just, accept, surrender. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. So I've tried to do that. It's hard. It's very hard. But it's the answer, I think, anyway. Yes, Queen Alessia is playing in the background. She really did that. Oh, I see comments happening, and I feel like I'm missing it again. We spiritual queens here, yes. I hope so. It's not a must, but for me, it's changed my life so much, and it's a dimension of reality that a lot of people don't even open themselves up to. But it's definitely so beneficial, I think. Cool. I think I've answered all of your guys' topics pretty much. Oh, someone asked what my favorite thing to do in Deserano is, my hometown. I think I kind of answered earlier. I love just like walking around, going and chilling at the park by the waterfront, just looking out over the water. That's really kind of all you can do, pretty much. But I enjoy it. I love it there still. Yeah, that's my favorite thing. Plant mom for the win. Yes. Everybody, I think, needs to own a plant at some point in their lives, because you don't realize how hard they can be to take care of until you've had one for yourself. I have 4 plants at home, I think, and I thought I was going to be an amazing plant father. I thought I was, going to be responsible. I thought I was going to raise them. I thought they were going to be, on the honor roll. I thought I was going to send them to college. I've been saving up, and, it just has not quite been like that. It's been, it's been struggles. It's been, it's been friction. It's been arguments. It's been cats playing in their soil. It's been, I feel like I'm just failing as the protector. And they can be difficult. I think owning a plant, it's an experience that you don't understand until you've experienced it. Everyone should own a plant at some point. So, take care of your plants. Don't be like me. I'm trying here. No, they're doing okay, but they can be hard to keep alive, especially in the winter time. But I would not trade it for the world. I love being a plant parent. Oh, here's a good question. What's one thing that brings me back to my middle school years? Good question. It's always smells. I think smells always take me back the most to places or times. If I walk into like a school, or if I get that smell of like my old schools, I will immediately be taken back to that time. Songs as well. Songs from that time take me back to that time period. But I think really it's just like, it's locations and it's smells specifically that really, really like do it for me. Or like, yeah, like old videos that were like popular around that time, like media from that time period, and the senses, I think. There's nothing like super specific that I can think of off the top of my head, but What's my favorite Christmas song to sing? You just said it, the Christmas song. I love the Christmas song. It's such a great song, and it's so fun to sing. It just gets me really in that holiday spirit. I can see my elementary and middle school from my kitchen window, so I'm constantly reminded. I feel sorry for you. Maybe not, though. that would be amazing, but also at the same time, if I was always constantly looking at my elementary school, the trauma would rise up. The me that I did not like would come up. That's like a whole time period that I do not like to think about. No, I'm being exaggerating. I'm being dramatic. I think passing your school can be it can be nostalgic. It can be bittersweet. It can be a good thing. Sometimes. I only had 14 kids in my middle school. That's crazy. We didn't have middle school. Like, we didn't actually have like a separate middle school. It was just an elementary school that was like JK to 8th grade. And we only had like 55 kids in our school, I think. I remember my graduating class was 7. There were 7 of us that graduated in grade 8. Small. Very, very small. And then, going into a high school that was like 1,000 kids was a very big shift. Very interesting. Thinking back to my youth is just... I don't like to go there. No. It's all good. It's all fun. Oh my god. I'm reading some of your comments. Some of you have like 980 kids in your graduating class. Some of you have 1. I wonder how that like affects you, like how big your school was or what your experience was going. But that's a whole other topic. Yes, all right. So I think our hour is almost up. So I'll answer a couple more questions maybe, and then I will do the announcement of what's coming very, very soon. Cool. Okay, I'm just gonna answer a couple more. All right. Sorry guys, this is probably seeming like a very long, awkward pause on your end. Bear with me. We're almost there, and then I'll release you guys to enjoy the rest of your Christmas Eve, if you're celebrating it, or your nights with your family, or whoever you're with. Do I have any advice for dealing with nerves when performing? Yeah, and I think the nerves for performing on stage are the exact same nerves you get when you're about to go up to do a presentation. They're the same nerves you get when you're about to go on a date. They're the same nerves that you get when it's the same. Like, I think it's the same kind of nervous energy, so it applies to all those things as well. I think the biggest thing for nerves is you have to really like let go of trying to control the situation. I think when you try to control things too much in your head, or you think of things that are going to go wrong, then you start to have that like anxiety. You start to have that like sense of just stress and tension. So I think letting go, trying your best at least to let go of control and allow what happens to happen is a huge thing that I've had to do. I think being prepared, of course, is a big thing as well, depending on what the situation is. But being prepared, it always feels better just because it's like if you know that you have what you need, you've done all that you can to prepare, then it's like, all right, this is good. And just, like, for me, breathing was something that kind of almost made me more nervous, like deep breaths, but I think it's kind of in like, it's more, not even necessarily in like the breathing or the breaths, it's more in like your mindset as well. So deep, slow, long breaths, and just taking your mind away from what you're about to do. If you're thinking too much about it right before it happens, you'll always get caught overthinking, which is easier said than done, to not do that, which I have to take my own advice on that, but I think those are kind of my best advice for that. All right. I think I'm going to answer one more question, and then I'm going to give you guys my announcement. Yes, the Fireside Talks. This is the end of an era. I know, it's the end of an era, but I'll do more. I will definitely do more of these live streams. These are fun to do. I love talking to you guys and jumping on. Okay, one more. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to like go through so I can give all of you guys a little bit of sorry, I'm like talking to myself. Sorry guys, so much dead space. You know what? Silence is a good thing sometimes. I'll let you guys listen to the Christmas music in the background. Okay, I'll answer this question. How did it feel to go from small crowds to big crowds performing-wise? I, from a young age, kind of had experience with both. I started obviously with small crowds and stuff, doing like just local shows, whatever, but I did a few like competitions too, where I remember when I was 11, I performed at the Rexall, what was it called? Rexall Center in Toronto for the Rogers Cup, the anthem. I did that, so it was like a big giant tennis arena that I performed for, and it was on live TV, I believe, as well. So I had the experience doing both, but I think the biggest difference going from, because even now as a professional artist, I still do both. Like there are times when I do small, very, very intimate settings. There are times when I do larger, more like festival or kind of close to like arena type venues. And I think the difference is that sometimes that energy that you feel can be so dispersed. In a smaller group, it's like you can see each person's face. There's almost more nerves in that sense because you're performing to each of those people. You can see the reactions. But you also have like the energy of being able to connect with them more, I think, because you're in a small room. It's intimate. Like the definition of that word, intimate, is very true when you're in those settings. In a bigger crowd, it can feel a little more like that. You're giving it out on a more, not superficial level, that's not the right word to use, but on a more like spread out kind of level, and sometimes the lights, you can't like see people, so it's like it can be hard to connect, but it's just, I think it's always just finding like that internal connection with the audience, and I think with a big audience sometimes there's almost the capacity for like a larger energy as well too, with like when you have so many people and giving their like energy and you know like voices and things to something, it can feel, it's just very different. I don't know if there's like, neither one is better or worse than the other, but they're just very different. They're different energies, and that's the best way I can describe it. It's hard to describe in words. Like it's a very experiential thing, but yeah, I hope that kind of answers the question. Cool. Okay, so now it's time for the big announcement. Drum roll. I am going to be putting out a new song on January 8th. And it's called Blame. So a lot of you have probably heard it on tour. A lot of you have probably heard it, you know, me performing it. I've been performing it, but my song Blame is coming out on January 8th, which I'm very excited about. It's one of my favorite songs that I've written. And yeah, it's available for pre-order, I do believe. So I think I have the link. I'm going to post it right after this, so that you guys can jump on there and check it out. But yes, I promised you that soon was really soon. So that's 2 weeks from tomorrow. I think, yes, 2 weeks from tomorrow. Blame will be coming out January 8th, 2021, starting off the new year with a musical bang, I hope. So yeah, this next year, 2021, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be so good. So many great things to look forward to. Positive vibes, New Year's resolutions, all those things. So thank you guys so much to all of you who've been joining for these last 4 weeks now of these Fireside Talks. It's been amazing. And I really hope that all of you are having an incredible holiday season. We're almost at the end of the year, almost the end of this crazy year. So I hope you guys are all just enjoying, take time to really be present with people. It's just such a beautiful time of year. So take that time. I know I'm going to try to avoid media as much as I possibly can, I think. So if you guys don't see a ton from me, that's why. I'm just going to try to hermit a little bit until the new year. But thank you guys again for watching. You guys are so special. And it just means so much that you guys are all still here supporting. I want to just continue to give you my best and connect and create things that are just really special and meaningful. So, love you guys so much. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all of you. And I will see you all